Hi there, guys! Welcome to another episode of Solid Review. I'm your host, Brisson Brown, also known as Solid Zaku, and in this episode, I'm going to be reviewing Rainbow Rocks. Now, it's been over a little over a year since Equestria Girls came out, and it was met with mixed reviews, especially by fans. Love and hate scenes that surround this film, and even though it had its faults, it was a fun, silly little movie that tied to the series. Now, with Rainbow Rocks, which was released on September 27th of 2014, I'm a little bit skeptical. Just because the first movie still has its bad taste in my mouth, and I was really worried about it. So, in the efforts of I try to avoid what happened with the first movie, I try to cut myself away from all the news and go into the movie fresh. I mean, the only thing I've actually seen about the movie, aside from hearing prior to watching the movie, was the Vinyl Scratch DJ Pwn 3 short. That was it. So I came into this movie clean. And boy, do I have something to say about it. But enough of that. Let's hop on to a brief synopsis. Taking place sometime after the end of Season 4, in an attempt to feed their hunger for magic, 3 girls with the mysterious siren powers threaten Canterlot High when they turn the school's music festival into a battle of the bands. And it's up to the main 5, their newest friend, Sunset Shimmer, and the return of Princess Twilight to help defeat this new evil. Now, the first thing I want to say is that unlike the first movie, Rainbow Rocks doesn't treat the viewers like idiots. They don't spoon-feed us too much information. There's not that many plot holes, and for the most part, everything makes sense. Well, as much sense as you can make from a world of pastel-colored people with the ability to turn into magical ponies when they play in a rock band. Sorta. The jokes are throughout the entire movie. They're light, and for the most part, they are great. And even though there's a bit too much of referential jokes from the series, it's all good. Now, for the most part, the movie felt wonderfully paced and didn't feel forced in most parts of the story. But it is pretty simple. What do you expect from a movie like this? Inception-like complexity? Now, what really shines in this movie is the characters, especially Sunset Shimmer. I'm really glad to see that this reformed villain actually has some proper screen time and have her character flesh out and actually be likable. I mean, she didn't really get much screen time in the original movie, in the first movie, and she was kind of bland and boring as a villain, and her redemption wasn't that great. It's good to see her that she's actually trying to come through this and show forth as an actual character. The other main 5, and I'll throw in Twilight, they do a great, characterizations with each other, stuff that you would see in the actual episodes themselves. Nothing new necessarily, but it's always good to see new interactions and fighting too, especially with interactions with Sunset Shimmer and the new villains. Speaking of the new villains, I like that they are not completely bland, and even though they come off as these mysterious cool girls, they actually have a lot more to show for, especially when Adagio, Aria, and Sonata fight with each other, and they play off of each other. They go from these, sinister moments to these really silly, funny, quirky moments. It's great, and it's fantastic. These are not just one-dimensional characters, and to an extent, they actually have something about them that's enjoyable to watch. But the biggest thing about the movie is the music. Unlike the first movie where it's kind of random and out of the blue, something you would expect from a typical musical, Rainbow Rocks actually has a purpose behind the songs, and they are actually good. Not saying that the first movie songs weren't that great, but wow. A lot of the music in Rainbow Rocks really, rocked. All in all, Rainbow Rocks doesn't offer a complex story, but it offers fans what they expect from the show. Great characters, funny moments, and in this case, amazing music. Rainbow Rocks will certainly not win any Oscars, but for a spin-off sequel, it's fantastic. So in my books, Rainbow Rocks gets a solid 3 out of 5. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, follow me on my Twitter account, and follow my Twitch TV account. I do gaming live streams from time to time, and it's always great to share my little funny moments of anger and quirkiness on stream, especially with friends. And if you want to, please leave a comment or any questions you have in the comment section down below. I love to respond to my viewers. And if you have any movies you would like me to watch and review, it doesn't just have to be movies that are coming out in theaters. It could be just something on DVD, Blu-ray, Netflix, what have you. Just ask and request, and you shall receive. Aside from that, I will see you guys in the next episode. Lates.